Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog, a City present. So we're looking back on the game versus Leicester City at King Power, isn't it? I keep calling it the Walker Stadium. I want to keep calling it the Walker Stadium, but the King Power, whatever it's called now, game on the 22nd of February 2020. It was a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. So we're going to look at that. We're going to have a look at the Stuart, Brennan watch and player ratings, the stats of the game, talking points, Pep Watch. We'll do our little Pep Watch. Look at City on Twitter. And obviously look forward to the Real Madrid game against the Bernabau coming up this week. Anyway, please, if you've not done so before, please push the bell subscribe button, push the bell notifications so you know when these videos and vlogs are coming out. They're always great. It just takes you a second to give us a thumbs up. It's nice to be appreciated. Anyway, let's go about this game. Leicester City versus Manchester City. The very famous, wonderful, superb fruit salad kit was worn yesterday. A bit more on that later with a certain player that I think enjoys playing in it. A referee, Paul Tierney. Much the same, aren't they? They're all the same rubbish, aren't they? VAR, well, I think we had... on VAR, we had the guys who'd performed admirably in an earlier game in the day, didn't they? Chelsea and Tottenham, you know, they absolutely made an error in that. So we had apparently the same guys on, which do you not drop players? You know, people if they make a boo boo, but there you go. It's probably a bit of extra money from one of do 2 or 3 games, a nice bit of money in the back for the refs, isn't it? Good, not bad a bad gig really, is it? Anyway, the teams. City team, sorry, Leicester team, please itself, guy. We're interested in City here. I'm not a Leicester vlog. Ederson, Walker, Laporte, Fernandinho, Mendy, Rodri, Gundogen, Mahrez, KDB, Bernardo, and Aguero. And subs: Bravo, Stones, Jesus, Silva, Cancelo, Otamendi, and Foden. Fallout on Twitter, obviously an hour before, you get the usual, don't you? A lot of discontent about Rodri and Gundogan being there again because we think we've only got a 51% win rate with those two in. So a little bit of discontent knocking about there, obviously. Phil Foden, again, people saying, why is he not playing? We don't know, do we? We don't know why that's happening. It's just not happening. It's not going to see him on Wednesday against Real Madrid. So let's get on to the game. Some good, bad, not really any uglies particularly. Could have been nearly a couple of ugly things, but we got away with it, didn't we? We started okay, nothing fantastic, but I think the first real chance fell to Vardy, didn't it? I mean, Laporte obviously made 2 errors. He actually lost the ball, then won it back, and then lost it again within the space of about 3 or 4 seconds, and it ended up Vardy being put through, and might have been Iheanacho, might have put him through. Again, poor Fernandinho's left for dead, but I mean, you can't blame Ferner, can you, against Vardy? He's going to be lost for pace. And I thought it was in. Brendan Rodgers thought it was in. The whole Leicester bench thought it was in, didn't they? But no, it fortunately hit the post and rebounded back. So that was the first chance for Leicester, and I thought, well, that sort of stung us into a little bit of action, and we went right. That was after 7 minutes. Went up after 8 minutes, and the first sort of Mahrez shot where he jinked in and had a good left foot shot, but again, it's pretty feeble. It was a comfortable save for Schmeichel to make. Then it was 16 minutes. And there was some great play by Aguero this time to Gundogan, whose shot was just, I mean, I don't know if he missed it. I don't know what he did, but obviously Schmeichel wasn't expecting it to come as slow to him as it did. And he ended up, obviously, a Schmeichel trait is saving shots with his feet. So he saved this with his feet easily, and it was basically straight at me, so it's no big deal. But a poor finish from Gundogan there. I mean, it was again, it hit the target. I suppose that's all we can say, isn't it? 23 minutes. Mahrez did well again, and it fell to KDB, who just sort of shot wide on the right, didn't he? He sort of took it very quickly, as he does, doesn't he, KDB? But it sort of went just wide on the right by probably a yard or two. Wasn't skimming the post, was it? 28 minutes. Well, they got a good free kick, didn't they? Got a free kick, Leicester. This is where they looked dangerous. Maddison was obviously shaping up to take these free kicks. And I don't know what the KDB is doing. I mean, the wall splits because KDB, to be honest with you, is a shitbag. I mean, there is a rule apparently that if it's handballing protecting your face, it's okay. This is obviously, there was Brendan Rodgers was whinging. Obviously, we'll talk about there the other handball later. But Brendan Rodgers was, but apparently that's it, you're protecting your face, but it's a ball, Kevin, head it, at the end of the day, he's watching. If you don't turn your back and don't turn to the side and panic, you'll know where the ball is and you can head the thing. So I was very disappointed with KDB. Absolutely. You say the wall split poorly and it could have been deflected anywhere, and obviously it deflected and we were okay, but I don't like calling KDB, but that just wasn't good enough from our captain, to be honest with you. Would you see Mr. Dunn doing that or Vincent Kompany doing that? Well, I hope not. I mean, I think that was pretty poor from KDB, but we got away with it, didn't we? But then that was 28 minutes, 36 minutes. He had a similar free kick from Maddison, which he took really well, got it over the wall, but Edison had it well covered and had time to react. It was quite a long way out, so that was okay. Then we had the Tyson Fury moment, didn't we? I mean, I believe the gentleman called Tyson Fury was playing last night, but Edison sort of came for a ball, and from different angles, you just looked as though he just took out Iheanacho. Obviously, I think it ended up as a corner. So obviously, well, the referees assume he got a fist to it, and there is one angle that actually shows that he does actually get his fist to it and then follows through and KOs Iheanacho, which I think affected him for the rest. I think he went off, didn't he, in the second half. But yeah, I mean, he was the inner Tyson Fury there from Edison. He's a big lad anyway, and at least he came for it and he was brave. And Iheanacho, again, all credit to him, was very brave. So some people were saying it should have been a penalty, but again, the ref and the linesman made the right decision on the pitch. It's there is one angle. A lot of the angles are very inconclusive. It looks as though Edison took him out, but there's one angle where it actually shows he does make contact with the ball before he follows through and sort of takes Iheanacho out. So I mean that was it really. I mean on the stroke of half time, there's some nice ball work from Pep. I don't know if you ever noticed it. Went out for a throw in and Pep managed to bring the ball down nicely, and that was quite nice for Pep. I think got a bit of a cheer. Then 45 minutes, I thought we'd score, didn't we? It was Aguero, didn't it? I mean, but it was well offside. He was about a yard offside. It was again another good break, and the Leicester defenders played really well, set him up for the offside. So. Yeah, 0-0, and the best real chance had fell to Vardy after, obviously, was it 7 minutes? And please don't let him have too many chances. I mean, he's not I'm no oil painting, am I? But Vardy's not the handsomest of guys. When he sticks his tongue out, I remember Albert Steptoe doing it. I know there's a lot of fun with him, poking fun at him with his comparisons to Albert Steptoe, but he used to do that with his tongue in the Albert and Steptoe and Son. So. Yeah, please don't let Vardy have too many chances, or at least keep the camera off him afterwards, because he likes to pull his tongue out. It's not a pretty sight, is it? So 0-0. Yeah, I think City had edged just about, but it's quite even actually. I'm watching match of the day. I think it was City were backs to the wall that first half. I don't think they should. There was at least 2 or 3 good City chances they didn't even bother to show, but no change there. Is the match of the day? 52 minutes. There was an error by the Leicester team. Rodri, it's no changes at half time, but it's Pep, isn't it? So we're not going to see changes. Rodri intercepts really well, and KDB goes through. But an okay save by Schmeichel. Again, not the greatest finish by KDB, but a pretty good save by Schmeichel. And then we had the first substitute, 57 minutes, which wasn't long, was it? I mean, that's quite early for Pep to make a substitution. And we were a little bit worried because obviously it was Otamendi for Laporte. But I mean, to be honest with you, it was a seamless change, wasn't it? I mean, we didn't really notice the change. Otamendi, all credit to him. We had to play 33, 35 minutes in Laporte's position, and we didn't see any real change in quality, to be honest, at the back. I was quite impressed with that. So well done, Otamendi. He does get a lot of stick, doesn't he? Anyway, he came on in 57 minutes. And then on 59 minutes, quite shortly after, we had another penalty, didn't we? But I mean, if that wasn't given, I was going to be very, very upset, because at the end of the day, the player turned his back and raised his arm, and that's a definite penalty, even though obviously Rodgers is whinging that the other one should have been as well. Well, the rules are different. Whether rightly or wrongly KDB was wrong in the first half, doesn't matter. The rules say you can protect your face. So that guy wasn't protecting his face. His arm was well away from his body. So, yeah, a definite penalty. But why? I mean, it's like corners, isn't it? I mean, we've scored from one recently, haven't we, for the first time in thousands of goals? But there's no excitement, is there? I mean, we knew Sergio was going to take it, and just before he took the shot, we saw an interesting graphic showing that he likes to put it to the goalkeeper's right or his own left, and I know that anyway. As I said, you know me, I always try and think, and as a goalkeeper, I would have done exactly what Schmeichel did. I would have gone to my right with Aguero, because that's the side he does fancy. But I mean, Schmeichel again, good save. That's a bog standard penalty save if you go in the right direction, because it's a bit over it, but you use your legs to stop it, and I mean that's normal. That's normal sort of thing. So it was an okay save by Schmeichel, but let's be honest about it. It was absolutely a dreadful penalty again from Aguero. I think he's been watching grainy videos of Francis Lee who blasts it, because I don't think Aguero usually blasts it, and that's what he does. So that's a lack of confidence. So I think he should have given it someone else. Who? I don't know, but I think he should have just given him someone else, because there was a definite lack of confidence in that penalty. And he tried to blast it a la Francis Lee, but unfortunately, he didn't get the result Francis Lee gets. Schmeichel saved. So that was pretty depressing. So obviously, I don't think we'll see. Certainly, if that happened at Real Madrid, but I don't think we're going to see Aguero doing it. 62 minutes, a minute later, he nearly made up for it, actually, but he got free, and Schmeichel made a great save with his feet, and Sergio did everything right, took it and put it perhaps to Schmeichel's left, but Schmeichel managed again with his feet. He's very big. He makes himself big. He makes a lot of saves with his feet, Schmeichel, which can be a good thing. Obviously, most of the time can be a bad thing. But he nearly had a chance to make amends, didn't he? Unfortunately, Schmeichel's denied him. 70 minutes, Vardy had a good chance where he sort of volleyed it wide into the crowd and it hit Rowe's head. I'm not sure we got a view of his tongue after that one. We probably did. I'm not, I'll probably turn me back on things when that happened. And on 76 minutes, again, not a great length of time, was it? Jesus for Sergio. I mean, I would have took Sergio off a little bit earlier. And then on 78 minutes, Jesus actually created a good chance for himself, didn't he? He actually created some room for himself, took it, jinked, and again, just a bit of a poor finish. I think he mentioned it in an interview after the game. It was a bit of a poor, he'd scored with his second chance, but it was a little bit of a poor, bit fluffy. I mean, straight at Schmeichel again. No real problem for Schmeichel. So yeah, just the way he did it. I mean, he opened himself up, beat the Leicester defence, and it was unfortunate not to score the goal. But hey, at least he hit the target again. But again, with no real conviction, that was a problem. Then we had a bit of a rush of blood from Fernandinho, who was twice caught out in about the space of 5 minutes. And there was one where Vardy again went through on the left-hand side and he crossed it, and it was a poor cross by Vardy and went over everybody's heads, including the Leicester forwards. So, but again, Fernand played well, but he does have, obviously, pace-wise, he's going to be caught. I mean, that's just part of the course, isn't it? We're going to have to accept that. But on 80 minutes, a minute later from the second Vardy chance, great run by him. I mean, from nothing really, a great run. Mahrez, Leicester players just backed off and allowed him space to run into. I mean, he'd been watching Match of the Day highlights last night. I mean, Chilwell doesn't like playing against Mahrez anyway, does he? But a great run. And Jesus, and I've said a few games ago, I've said on these vlogs, I said he's certainly improved on his not being caught offside, and he was just spot on. I was probably about that much. There was no need for graphs and lines, protractors and logbooks and stuff like that. You could see with the lines basically across the pitch that he was marginally onside. So that was great. He took it really well, and that's what he bought. Rather than his miss it, bliss it attempts a bit earlier, obviously he just relied on his inner Alan Shearer or his Aguero at peak form sort of thing, and really took it really well. And a great goal by Jesus. All credit, you do feel sorry for the guy sometimes, but that was great for Jesus. Absolutely fantastic. He's a bit of an enigma, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Leicester didn't really. We were thinking that Leicester will just go for it, but it never really happened. I think we had a good chance. Bernardo had a good chance as well, but hit it wide, perhaps on 86 minutes. But any fight from Leicester didn't really happen, did it? It didn't really come through. So that leaves City a good win, 7 points ahead now of Leicester, who were 6 clear of Chelsea. No, Chelsea obviously had a good win yesterday. The match stats, 32% possession for Leicester, 68% for City. Yeah, more or less what we thought. Leicester had 10 shots with 3 on target. City had 18 shots with 7 on target. So not bad, about 35-40% towards. So that's not too bad, is it? Fouls, Leicester committed 14, City committed 10. No cards, no yellow or red cards, which is nice. I mean, that's nice. I mean, Paul Turner's obviously He was all right, yeah. I mean, not some of the great decisions, but I think he played quite. Actually, he had a reasonable performance. I won't mark him, but I mean, I think he had a reasonable performance. Corners 3 for Leicester, 7 for City, and obviously 6 saves wise. Schmeichel had to do 6, and Ederson did 3. So yeah, that's probably on balance. Nothing unusual there. Main talking points. Well, the penalties. I mean, obviously we do this. I mean, obviously we work on this. Obviously we know it's a problem, but I just don't understand why they don't. They must have an idea who can take penalties. Obviously, KDB doesn't want to take them, obviously, or he'd be stepping up now. But after having seen his piss poor turn, the ball's coming at my head. It's a bit. Perhaps his bottle goes in that situation. I shouldn't be cruel to KDB. He's wonderful, isn't he? But he obviously doesn't want to take them. But what I'd do is just go through the team. Just start with Walker. Just start with the team. Start with Walker, then try Laporte, then try Fernandinho, then try. I'd just go through them all. And if one scores, great. Just keep letting him take penalties then until he misses a couple and move on to someone else. Because at the moment, it's no worse than what we're doing now, is it? So you may as well do that with penalties. But I'm sure we should be able to sort it. But we keep saying that, and Pep says obviously we'll score the next one. But I think he said that last time, didn't he? So excuse me, got a bit of a cold at the moment. I think I'm going to shift this before Wembley next week. Yeah, so the penalties, that's another thing, isn't it? Jesus, well, I think that kid, I think it reminds him, he thinks he's playing for Brazil. I know the bottom bit's nothing like Brazil, but I think that yellowy top bit there inspires Jesus. He thinks, when he has a quick glance, he just sees the gold and the yellow sort of colour. And because he plays really well for Brazil, I think. So I think that's the reason. I think if we can have just play in the fruit salad kit when Aguero's played, even at home, and perhaps that'll psychologically improve. Or he can wear it under his sky blue shirt or whatever other colour we're wearing. So I think I think the Brazil link with Jesus there works with the fruit salad kit. So that's my little play on that one. Laporte, obviously, he came off quite early, didn't he? And again, we have been, Pep did say there's no problem there. He just has to come off because he's very tired. And no wonder, really. And Mendy's a funny one, isn't he? Mendy's just quickly on Mendy. I mean, I thought Mendy had a really good game. He was causing confusion, but obviously I go on Twitter and some people saying he had a terrible game. And I just think physically, I think it was seeing a bit of the old Mendy. Yes, he does. The thing with Mendy is he's that inconsistent that the defence, all the attackers don't know what's going to happen. So that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. But I'm not going to. We'll go on to the player ratings in a minute. But I'm not going to slag Mendy off. I thought he played really well yesterday, and he was one. He was literally him and Jesus were my two men of the matches for City. Even though Jesus was only on the pitch for a quarter of an hour or so. So that just shows you. But I thought Mendy put all the effort in. I mean, a lot of the team play well. They all get good marks in a minute when we do the player ratings. But anything else on that? No, I think that's about it, really. To be honest with you. A good win. Leicester were Leicester, weren't they? We knew what to expect from Leicester. Pep knew what to expect from Leicester. We rode our luck a couple of times, but you're bound to, aren't you? You're bound to let chances in against a good team like Leicester. Right, the player ratings from Mr. Stuart, Brennan. Let's have a look. I'll give you my scores as we're going through them. Again, I was a bit worried because I was agreeing with a lot of these early doors when I was first checking them. I thought, he agrees with me. And I did that last week against West Ham, which I don't like. No offence, Stuart. I mean, I don't like to always agree. His headline, Man City player ratings is Kevin De Bruyne good, but Sergio Aguero poor. So that's his statement on that. Ederson, Brennan had to be smart to keep out Maddison's curving free kick, and lucky he got a touch of the ball when Polak's in Iheanacho. Quite right. He's given a 6. I'll give a 6 as well to Ederson. I say he got lucky, but he did get the ball at the end of the day, didn't he? So it's not lucky, is it? He did what he had to do, but it could have been another split second. It could have been so much worse. Kyle Walker, those surging runs disrupt defences. One of them handed Gundogen a golden chance, which he fluffed. So just give Kyle Walker a 7. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'll give him a 7 as well. Werner struggled a little bit with Vardy's pace, as you're bound to, but most people do. Still showed his class and petted him throughout. So you give him a 7. Yeah, I'm going to give Werner a 7 as well. Absolutely agree with that. Laporte, City looked so much more secure with him in the back four. 3 interventions and tackles early on set the tone. He's given him an 8. Yeah, I mean, I do remember a couple of errors, so I've only given him a 7. But yeah, he did play pretty well for the time he was on the pitch. Benjamin Mendy made some big inroads into the right of the Foxes defence, but nobody benefited from some decent deliveries. And he's given him a 7, so that sort of reflects me. I've given him a 7.5. Actually, I've been kind to him, but I accept criticisms. And obviously, if you make any comments below, I do accept the criticism of this. But I did think he worried Leicester to death. He probably worried us to death as well. So it's probably a bit of both, isn't it, with Benjamin. Anyway, I give him a 7.5. Stuart give him a 7. Rodri had a real battle to gain midfield control, but managed it with brute force and some clever football. So let's give Rodri a 7. I give Rodri a 6.5. I didn't notice him so much, which is probably a good thing sometimes. But I give him a 6.5. Rodri, Stuart's giving him a 7. Kevin De Bruyne, superb at times. 2 sublime back heels, created chances for others. And he tested Schmeichel to the limit. So, yeah, I mean, KDB is playing. He's one of those where, for everything, every 2 or 3 things that come off, one doesn't. But that's par for the course, isn't it? So, Stuart's giving him an 8. I only actually give KDB a 6.5. Perhaps I'm being a bit mean there. Perhaps I could push that to a 7 if I think about it. But I'll stick with 6.5 for this vlog. If I do any ratings on other channels that I go on, I might alter that to a 7. But at the moment, it's a 6.5. Gundogan shot weakly when given a great chance in the first half. Yeah, we talked about that. But his work in midfield is often unappreciated. Yeah, he is. And this is, again, a bit like Laporte. I didn't, you don't notice some of these players so much. So, yeah, he probably did okay. He's given him a 7. I want to give him a 7, though. I mean, I thought he's probably our worst player yesterday on the pitch. And I've only given Gundogan a 5.5 because I just remember the couple of misses, and he did give the ball away 2 or 3 times. So perhaps I'm being cruel. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to put your ratings, that'd be great. I'd love that. I'd love to have a look through, see what you think as well. So I give him a 5.5, being mean. Stuart giving him a 7, Gundogan. Riyad Mahrez stepped up when it mattered, driving from his own half and freeing Jesus for the winner. Just give him a 7, Mahrez. What have I give Mahrez a 7? I'm not going to disagree with that. In and out game, a typical Mahrez game, really. Did some good stuff, some not so good stuff. Sergio Aguero, his penalty miss typified his performance, not quite on the button apart from his setup for Gundogan's miss. So, yeah, he's give Sergio a 5. I want to give him a 6 for turning up, but I'll have to give Sergio 5.5 for that penalty miss, to be honest with you. He said he didn't get much service, to be honest with you, but... no, I do agree with Stuart. Him and obviously for me, him and Gundogan were the worst players, City players yesterday. Again, let me know what you think. Bernardo Silva, tremendous work rate again, popping up everywhere, and he has quality. So he's given Bernardo Silva a 7. I'll give him a 6.5. I think again, I'm a big Bernardo fan anyway, but I wouldn't give him a 7. And the subs, he's give Nicholas Otamendi. He's not even scored Gabby Jesus. So why has he not scored? I know he only came on for 10 minutes, but he did have a wonderful impact. Otamendi for Laporte, and he's given him a 7 for Otamendi. Yeah, I've given Otamendi a 6.5, and that's okay. I just say he seemed to fit in seamlessly, didn't he? So it wasn't any big problem. So all credit to him. He didn't do anything wrong that I remember particularly. But as I said, I didn't notice Laporte. Him and Laporte could have been the same guy. He didn't really make a lot of difference to the thing. And he's not scored Jesus, but I'm going to give Jesus a 7.5, which is my joint top score, isn't it, for the thing? A couple of other stats as well, just of interest. So that was Schmeichel's 4th penalty save in the That's not many, is it? 4th penalty save. I made when I was playing. No, I'm not playing in the Premier League. I made about 10 in one season. I mean, penalty saves, but that's his 4th penalty save. So I'll have to check that. I mean, it just doesn't sound right. I think it was the BBC come up with that, and that's one more than his dad. So his dad only made 3. So it's unusual, isn't it? But they are very much making themselves big rather than, blocking things rather than quick reaction saves, and penalties just basically, let's face it, as a goalkeeper, you just got to pick the right way to go, haven't you, and strike lucky. So that was unusual. So that's Schmeichel's 4th penalty save in the Premier League. And obviously we've missed our, again, the BBC happened to mention it, we've missed our last 4 penalties now. Aguero, Gundogan, Jesus and Sterling of our last 4 penalty takers have all missed, so we didn't really need reminded of that, did we? Pep Watch press conference. Yeah, I mean, obviously he was asked about the penalties and the game against Leicester with things on the mind, obviously other things, and he was saying it was incredible. The test, so pleased with how they played. He was asked about Laporte, said yeah, he has to be substituted, and he's okay. So. He's talking about doing 90 minutes against Madrid as well, so that'll be unusual. Isn't it? It was asked if he was worried when Ederson dashed dashed out, but that's Edison, isn't it? We take the rough with the smooth, don't we? Pep said he didn't really see it, a bit like Mourinho didn't really see that incident yesterday, did he? So even though he was facing it, but he did actually look away at the time. But I'm sure he had one eye on it. But anyway, Pep didn't see it clear, and I don't think anyone did. I mean, as I said, it was so many different angles. It was only one angle that showed that he'd actually got the ball first. So don't disagree. I don't think Pep's telling any fibs there. He was questioned about the Chelsea versus Spurs game and the VAR, etc. And he did comment on the fact he can't understand the fact that you've got the Son and Maguire incidents that one gets on VAR gets sent off, the other doesn't. And he said obviously next season we should learn and do better. He expects Sterling to be fit for Madrid. He didn't want to risk him yesterday or anything. No need to risk him without the league title, he said. So he should be okay for Madrid. So I can't see him starting, but who knows? But I'd start the Sterling from the first 5 or 6 games all the time, but not the Sterling we've seen recently. Jesus, he talked about said Jesus, and he said that's what he wants from his strikers, to shoot. I think again, Jesus was interviewed after, and he said that he missed 4 chances against West Ham because he didn't, he took his time shooting. And it's not rocket science, is it? So yeah, I agree with it. I agree with that. But he seemed okay. Pep seemed quite bubbly. I mean, he stopped any questions on the UEFA stuff again, I think. All right, just getting onto Twitter now before I have a quick look at the Real Madrid game coming up on Wednesday, first leg. Yeah, at Man City Extra, at City_Extra. I'll talk about these again in a few moments. Manchester City have now taken 7 penalties in the Premier League this season and have missed 4. So that's not very good, is it, really? But we're still second, but I don't think it would have moved us up any higher, really, would it? It might have put us a point or two nearer Liverpool. Man City Citizens at mancitizens.com. Gabriel Jesus has scored 4 goals in his 5 Premier League appearances against Leicester City, only versus Everton 7, as he scored more in the competition. So that's good for Jesus. And some good news from Gary James. I might put this in my City Pass vlogs as well. He's writing a Peter Barnes biography. This is at Gary James Writer. So if you have memories of specific games, moments from his career, all clubs in England, then please email me, barnes@manchesterfootball.org. Thanks. So that's a great thing from Gary James. And I remember, obviously, I saw the goal at Wembley. Peter Barnes scored against Newcastle, and I also played in a charity match at Main Road, and Peter Barnes was our manager for our team, and Gary Owen was the manager for the opposing team, and it was quite good fun, and we spent a bit of time. I only played 1 half, so I spent a good half having a chat with him and having a laugh about what was going on, and Gary Owen was getting all het up about the match. We won 10-3 our team, so... But Gary Owen was getting all upset, and we were having a good laugh. I was having a good laugh with Peter, and Gary Owen's shenanigans. He was taking it really seriously. But that's one of my memories of Peter Barnes, as in chatting to the guy. Anyway, and again back to City Extra at City_Extra, Man City Extra. And they did a quick thing on who's been your man of the match from yesterday. About 2,200 votes. 23% for Jesus, 44 for Mahrez. I wonder who's hijacked that. I mean, there's no point doing these polls, is there? It's just silly. It's just a waste of time. Fernandinho, 27%, other 6%. So I don't see the point, to be honest with you. I probably won't be including that in my thing, unless, because obviously you're just going to get the same players all the time, aren't you? Obviously, there was images of the City fans singing, "We're going down with $1 billion in the bank" in the concourse at Leicester, and there was one guy who's in a green wheelie bin. So I don't know how we got that in there, but that was quite funny. We checked that out. Ivor Anthony had a picture of it at Ivor Anthony 2, and he went. His little comment was, we're not wheelie here." Yes, thanks, Ivor. Thanks for that. That was, cheered me up no end. Well done, mate. And Jordan and Lewis. If you don't know who Jordan and Lewis are, they used to do the City Eye podcast, one of the podcasts I listened to. And they did drop a bombshell last week saying there were no more City Eye, which is a bit... But then they were going about having new premises, a new shed. They used to have a rickety old shed that you could hear the gale force winds blowing away at it and stuff like that. Not nice and cosy, like my little office come man cave here, City cave here. And... so I was a bit. So I knew something was on the cards that they were doing. So I thought they might be moving on to doing a vlog or something like rather than a podcast. So, yeah, I mean, we got this confirmed. There's been much speculation, none really, about our future. Lewis and Jordan can now officially confirm that we're going to continue our podcast on City_Extra. The move will allow more fans of this great club to hear us chat City on a weekly basis. Brilliant. If you're not listening to them, please listen into them. They're quite unusual to some of the other podcasts, but yeah, good, two good set of lads. I'd love to go on their thing one day. The podcast will be released on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. First podcast will be released tonight, so obviously that's now available. So if you go on at City Extra Pod, you'll find that. Our current Twitter account will continue to be a City fan account. That's the City Eye. They will be where we will ask questions for the podcast and invitations to the phone in or beyond the show. Our DMs are open for any questions you have. Thanks for your support. Yeah, so they joined City Extra. The thing about City Extra, I've never followed City Extra because what they do, they sort of put headlines out there, and sometimes are negative towards City because they don't make a comment on it. They just sort of put what someone said. And I always think it looks a bit, I don't mind someone tweeting or retweeting to put a comment and having to go back, but they do put out the headlines, and that's how they do it. So that's fair enough, but because they do have some great stuff on that City Extra. So it's not something I've really followed. I think they've got about 4,000 followers on Twitter, over 4,000. And I don't really, I do follow a few little sites like that, as you said, like the City Eye. But yeah, so I don't like that element of it. I might give them a second chance. Obviously, now the guys have gone to join them, Jordan and Lewis. But yeah, it's not something I like because there's some negative comments and they just post it as a tweet and it just looks as though they're being negative about it. And they're not. They're just reporting what's been said. But that's why I've never liked it. I mean, you let me know what you think, but that's why I've never really. But as I said, I've already shown some stuff today. So I will keep up now that Jordan and Lewis are there. Obviously, I'll give them a bit more time. Keith Hackett, I am sure you're aware that the VAR involved in the Chelsea debacle is now doing the Leicester City-Manchester City game. So there you go. Although I don't think they did that bad yesterday on the City-Leicester game. Actually, got it pretty right, didn't they? Excuse me. Yeah, there's an image of Gabby being interviewed. I can't show this in case I get into trouble, obviously, for what it is. But he was asked about the goals, and he's just a lovely guy, isn't he? Just a lovely young lad. You can see it hurts when he misses things, and he was talking. This is at Man City PT. And he was talking about his 4 misses against West Ham. So and he did mention his first chance he fluffed, but obviously the second chance just hit it, and that's what we've got to do. Strikers have got to start. Don't try and walk it in the net. It's not rocket science. It's basic football principles. You hit the target, make the keeper make a save. So anyway, it was nice to see him interviewed after and looking a bit more positive than he was the other day. Nicholas Otamendi at Otamendi30. Good job. Very happy about my 200th appearance. So well done. I didn't realise that, Mr. Otamendi. Fantastic. And Joe Lake at Joanne Lake. Joanne_Lake. Wonderful, obviously, connections to our Paul. At Man City. Decent 3 points, lads. Enjoy the journey home. I've organised some on-coach entertainment for you. I mean, she just shows in it. And I had this game as a kid. Penalty. I mean, obviously, Subucha was the thing we played as kids in my age. But this was good. There's like little cards, and you could move the ball. If I remember, the ball had a little flat base on it, and you could put it on, similar to a golf game I did on my board game vlogs. If you're into board games, I do board game vlogs as well. Older board games, not the brand new ones. And it had a little flat side on it, so you could move the ball around this football pitch. And obviously, you play the cards, and the ball goes in a certain direction, whichever card you play. So I'm going to have a look out for that. Actually, I forgot all about that game. It's not a game I've got on my website, but I'll have to have a look for that one. But thanks, Joanne, for Joe for reminding me of that. Anyway. And obviously, the other night, I took a little picture. It's been well liked on Twitter myself. I don't know if you've seen it, but obviously, we've no statue at Main Road. But obviously, we've now got that. Obviously, when it's the West Ham game at the souvenir shop end. So, if you've seen that, obviously, there's been a lot of people seeing it on Twitter, etc. But that's great. No statue, is it? I mean, everyone goes on about a statue, don't they? But that's not happened yet, has it? So, that's Twitterverse. And finally, 33 minutes, another 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, Real Madrid. It's a small case of Real Madrid. I mean, we're not done that great at the Bernabau against Real Madrid, have we? I mean, we met them in a friendly in December 1979, 19th of December, and we're beaten 5-2. City scorers were Miguel Angel, an own goal, and Shinton, Bobby Shinton. I mean, he scored in the Bernabau. So it's 3-2 at half time. We got beaten 5-2. And then obviously Tuesday, the 18th of September 2012, we played them at the Bernabau again. Real Madrid 3, Manchester City 2 with Dzeko and Kolarov on 68 and 85. And if you remember that, we were actually winning that game, but they scored 2 late goals through Benzema and Ronaldo, didn't they? So we got beat again on that one. Obviously, we got beat at the neutral ground, didn't we, when we played at the neutral ground? And obviously, go back to 2016. I mean, obviously, this is the first leg of the 2016 game, but obviously very disappointing 0-0. And then obviously a very disappointing deflected goal defeat at the Bernabeu, where we didn't really go for it. Did a nice picture there of Ian Cheeseman in there, wasn't it, at the Bernabeu there. That's a great image of Ian. He's there. Obviously, he'll be doing his vlog from the Bernabeu. So we've not actually beat them yet there. So I think it's overdue, isn't it? Although I honestly think I'll be happy with a draw. I don't think we'll beat Real Madrid. But let's have a look at what Real Madrid are doing, really. I mean, the betted Real Madrid are 18-11 to win, and we're 13-8 to win. So very little difference. The bookies can choose between City and Real Madrid winning that game, and 3-1 the draw. To win the Champions League, City, as I said, I said did advise people, but only what you could afford to lay City a long time ago, because it was still 4-1. You can still get good odds on laying City against winning the Champions League, and I did give that advice a few months ago. I think when the group stages started, you've been going. I think the lowest City have been was about 10-3 to win the Champions League. So I said, get on it. So tenner a week. You won't notice. Put a tenner a week, lay on it, and just keep doing it every week. And just buy me a drink if it comes off, but don't send your bill if it doesn't. But please only gamble what you can afford. But anyway, we're still 4-1 favourites to win the Champions League, unbelievably, when you think how Liverpool are doing. And Bayern Munich are 6-1 second favourites. But Real Madrid 14-1, 1-4, 14-1 Real Madrid. They got through their group second, obviously 1-3 drawn, 2 lost, 1 to PSG. And obviously they had a home draw with PSG 2-2, didn't they? But they were top till yesterday, just in the Spanish league. But they actually went to Levante yesterday and got beat last night. So they're now second by a couple of points behind Barcelona. So I think they've now won 15, drawn 8 and lost 2. So quite a few draws. And I think looking at the fact the fans seem to be, I mean, last season for them was devastating. It was a terrible season, for Real Madrid standards, and the fans weren't happy. But and again, we started off not too great this season, but even though they were top of the league till yesterday. But the fans have been having a go because they've not been finishing chances. Does that sound familiar? So you got two clubs. Let's hope they don't finish chances on Wednesday night. It does sound familiar to City, doesn't it? I mean, they're having trouble finishing the chances. So that's what the fans are really angry about. I mean, obviously against Levante, just to echo that, I mean, they had 63% possession against Levante last night. Levante had 8 shots, 2 on target. Real Madrid had 19 shots, 7 on target. And Levante did 8 saves to Real Madrid's 1. So, again, you could see by that figure there, 7 out of 19. It's not a bad rate, is it? But they were saved. So unless it's he's the most fantastic goalkeeper in the world, obviously they're not finishing off like ourselves. We're hitting the goalkeeper rather than making him make great saves. We're pouring it where the goalie can save it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll be happy with the draw. Team wise, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a lot different to yesterday. Do you? I mean, I don't. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I don't think it'd be much different to what we did yesterday. To be honest with you, everyone comes through it fit. As I said, Sterling's an option, obviously, but I would be surprised if it's much different. So, I can't see the defence changing much. And, yeah, I mean, let me know what you think. But I don't think there's going to be much, let's look at who the subs were. Any of the subs can perhaps break the way into it. I mean, you're not going to get Stones, are you? Jesus isn't going to start. Obviously, you could have David. I think David might be considered. So, of the team yesterday, perhaps David Silva will come in it. Who will he replace? Interesting. Probably. I don't really want to see Rodri and Gundogen. It worked okay yesterday, didn't it, as well? But I don't know. It'll be an interesting one, won't it? As I said, I can only see David Silva coming in. It's a matter of who makes way for David Silva, isn't it, really? See what happens with that. Anyway, yeah, so I'll go for a draw. And bring them back to the Etihad in a couple of weeks. Because obviously it's going to be a great atmosphere, isn't it, the Etihad? But obviously we're 5, 6, 7-0 down, which I don't think so. I mean, we're not that bad, are we? Fingers crossed. I don't think it's going to end up that bad. So, yeah. Anyway, obviously, I'll be back with a report on the Real Madrid game on Thursday, and looking forward, of course, to and obviously, hopefully, I've just started with this cold, so hopefully I'll be able to shake it this week. I've got my cold and flu tablets, so I did not get much sleep, about 4 hours sleep last night on and off. So, yeah, so I'll be back after the Real Madrid game, back on Thursday, and a little preview of the Carabao Cup final, which I'm going down with my lad's not going, unfortunately. He's making a stance on something, I don't know what the stance is. It could be VAR, it could be the price of tickets, I don't know. He's making a stance anyway, so I'm having to go down with a cousin and some friends. So I think they stop at Watford and we'll get the train from Watford. So it's not something I've done before. So all new, isn't it? See what happens. I'm just hoping I'm 100% or at least 90% fit anyway, because it's a long jank, isn't it, in a minibus with a few young lads, obviously a bit younger than me. Well, not dead young, They're not like the concourse at Leicester where you look at it and they're all 17, 18-year-olds. So it won't be too bad. And obviously, please check back with that. And I've just recently put out the March 1992 vlog of City Pass. So please check that out. They're all in the playlist below. And that looks back at obviously Peter Reid's time, 1992, and City sitting third in the first division with an outside chance of a league title and definite chance of European qualification in 1992. But the month starts with the players sort of having a bit of problem with the players, a bit of a revolt, and Mr. Reid's assistant Sam Ellis was obviously causing a few ructions in the squad. So even though we were doing quite well, typical City, there was problems anyway. So please check that. It'd be great if you can do that and let people know about these Citizen Pass vlogs, especially quite. I think they're quite unique, they're quite interesting, and I don't think anyone's doing a similar thing. And thanks for watching today. And please, if you're into movies, board games, posters, please check out on the playlist below if you're into that sort of thing as well. It's not just City, I do other things as well. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, and I'm on Facebook at Bernabau with links to movie game nostalgia.com, my little website where I try and earn some money for selling rare DVDs, posters and board games. If you can have a check of that, movie game nostalgia.com, absolutely fantastic. Please, much appreciated. Subscribe button, push the bells, thumbs up, please let me know, and comments, please let me know what you think, what your player ratings were, etc. Anyway, thanks for watching today. I got through without coughing too much. I think I coughed once, did I? Twice? I can't remember. I got through. Might have a drink of water now just to... Anyway, thanks for watching today. Thanks for joining me. Just over 40 minutes. A bit longer than normal. A lot to get through today. Anyway, thanks for watching. What are we going to do with the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourself. Look after your friends. Look after your family. And I'll see you all hopefully after the Real Madrid game and hopefully a good result for City. Come on, City. We can do it. City till we die. Anyway, thanks for watching. All the best. Bye-bye.